Right. How we all doing, everyone? I hope you are keeping well out there. An off the cuff, unannounced live broadcast at Saturday night. Just heading for 44 minutes past 9. I hope we're all keeping well. And as you can see, I atrociously overfilled my glass of Ribena. However, we are here, we are live. I hope you're all keeping well out there. I see Mr. Frosty Gaming is on the ball. Good evening, Frosty. I hope you are keeping well. Apparently, I have 11 people watching now, live on the television. I thought I'd try something. It's all about trying new things, am I wrong? And tonight, I thought I would try and float around a bit with this Bush Valiant and see if we can get it to work a little bit better. That's going to consist of me hoovering out the back and changing a few resistors around the various controls, mainly the height control and the linearity controls. As we know, all those carbon resistors will be way out of spec. So I thought we would feck about Ribena, no cans, no good. Yeah, well, Ray, when I'm floating around the back of one of these things, I'll try to be half normal, No cans, no good. Yeah. I'm doing well. So, that was my plan. So, I'm glad you all could join me last minute for that. Apparently, there's 11 watching now, but as I know from other live streams, that's not always accurate. It tends to freeze in that, so I don't know. So we will power up the set and I'll show you the first problem I have. By the way, before I go any further, I should say that I'm using the good lady's phone. I managed to smash my Samsung A71 the other day. It's in flitters, and at the minute I'm using a Huawei something or other from about 10 years ago. And it's amazing how phones have come on, when you use something that's a little bit older. It's like, oh Jesus, look at the state of this. This is how I would describe it. It's like trying to read a newspaper at the bottom of a bucket of piss when you're looking at the screen. But many thanks to my father-in-law for giving me a loan on that phone. Matt Edwards is here. Hi, Ojnoj. It's very nice to chill out and watch you with a beer after a long day at work. Good man, Matt. Yeah, I was at it all day myself. I wasn't in work today, but I was doing a bit of work. Some off-topic stuff I don't think anyone will be interested in. It involved a jump pack and vintage buses. I'll say no more. Oh no, mate. How did you break the phone? It fell out of my arse pocket. Getting out of the car. Now, the screen was already cracked. It was sort of... I got off to a rocky start with the phone, to be honest with you. I have it about 2 years. And I had it 3 days and I managed to drop it and put a little crack in the top of the screen. And ever since then, the cracks have been getting more and more. And then last Wednesday was the last day. I'm trying to get a Samsung. I've always used Samsung phones. I like Samsung. I'm used to them. Samsung S21 Ultra plus 5G. But the likes hen's teeth, you just can't get stuff at the minute, so I'm trying to track one down. However, I have my mobile phone provider working on it, so they're going to do me a package, which is actually quite a good deal and getting. I'm happy with it. So the reason why I'm mentioning the phone anyway is this is a Samsung Galaxy A51. It looks more or less the same as my phone, except a bit smaller, but I'm not sure what the camera is going to be like on it compared to my one. Although looking at my laptop here, it doesn't seem too shabby, so I think we'll get by. Many thanks to the good lady for loaning my phone for this evening. Yes, all is well. So that's the situation. So yeah, I've never did this before, multitasking. So I'll show you the first issue I have that I want to address before I do anything else. So I'm going to power it up. Yeah, power it up. Power up the television. On 2:30. Too shabby. Switch on the telly. Didn't hear it degauss. I'll leave him for a second. Anyone else saying, look good here in the stream. Good, good. That's what I like to hear. Still says I have 11 watching. I'm going to have a look at the back of the phone and see what it says. It updates live. It says I have 11 watching. Oh, 12 watching now. Oh, good. I know it's sort of last minute. I wasn't really... The reason why I didn't advertise is I knew I'd be busy all day today. I didn't know what time I was going to get home at, and I wasn't sure if I'd be too tired to do this or not. So, that's why I didn't... Oh dear, one of the wires pulled out of the safe block. I wonder it won't come on. Try that now. Colourist, greetings from London. How's it going in London? What's the weather like in London this weather? There's a warmer cold in London tonight. Been to London a couple of times, but more on sort of work-related issues. But I did have a holiday in London once, about 12 years ago. I went to London for 7 nights on my own. I wanted to visit the various museums and things that I was interested in. I went to see the Science Museum, the V&A, Imperial War Museum, London Transport Museum, and see the sights. Went into the Tower of London and places like that. Found a very interesting place. Very interesting. I don't know if you can hear that on the camera, but we're going to turn all the lights off and see if you can see it on the screen. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a bit of snow coming up now. As I said in the previous video, I can get the just to do something. Hold on. There we are. Let's see. Alright, we have it on. It's a bit the picture's a bit noisy. We'll address that later. Anyway, you can see the set's on. I'm gonna yank the phone. Now I have to be real careful. I don't press something on the phone that's gonna turn off the live stream. It's not ideal. I don't know if we're gonna be even able to see this. I need to turn off all the lights. And turn down the brightness on the TV too. Turn them out. See all those lovely heaters glowing. Can we see that on the screen? No, I can just about see. Corona discharge anyway is what I'm getting at. I'm going a long way about explaining it. Yeah, I often sat and looked into the back of a TV just for the nice glow that they have. Sometimes the nice glow off the out valves is more entertaining than the crap that does be on the telly. Sure is a bit noisy, maybe caps. Yeah. Yes, the museums are well worth exploring. Although I have to say, I was a bit disappointed with the Science Museum. I was in London 2 years ago, just before all the nonsense started, and I went to see the Science Museum, and it felt like they had removed half the exhibits that was there the first time I visited. Because the first time I went, it took me the whole day. Went there 9 o'clock, and I didn't get out till 5:30. Spent the whole day walking around, seeing everything. Just about. Probably a few things I didn't see. The second time I went 2 years ago, I think it took me about 2 hours to whiz around. So, I don't know. Right. I'm telly off. The telly open the safe block for safety. So I'm going to take out the line output transformer and clean it a bit. Hopefully that will cure all that EHT brushing that's going on. And we'll go from there. This screwdriver should be long enough. Now there's only one wire on these lops that's soldered, and I usually, this purple one, I usually just sort of cut them like that, and then when I put them back together, I twiddle them together, and I haven't had any issues yet. And the one saving grace with these is they're easy to take out. Oh, look at that. A Toshiba. A Japanese lineup valve. Snazzy. You know, it looks like some boards soldered this. Why did they do that? Look. They have. Why did they do that? Now, I don't know if I can show you that. Beep, 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 beep. Right. That should just pop off the bud. Someone soldered it. Now, even if it was sort of arcing or whatever, you think they would just nip up the thing and push it back on. Bloody hell. Fucking juice went down the wrong way. Now, one of the things I'd recommend anyone to get this kind of carry on is a few decent locking forceps. angled ones and straight ones and what have you. They're very handy. Yeah, off. Feck the fella that went and soldered it on. It's all great and well when you have it on the bench like this, but if you were doing that in someone's house, you might not have a soldering iron just handy. Wouldn't be right. Out you come. Now I don't know how entertaining or boring it's going to be watching me cleaning this, but it can't be too bad, right? Give it a bit of a rubber off. Yeah, never got as far as Prague yet. Now I thought all you interesting chaps tonight would be watching interesting stuff like Mr. Clive and all this. I think they'd be live on a Saturday night, don't they? Now, I need to get some kitchen roll. I'll be back in a minute, lads. Now, there for now. Now, we'll clean this off a bit. I believe the valves, EHD rectifier valves had a silicone coating on them to stop them leaking along the glass. I had silicone put in the glass or some such nonsense. I do believe in making the high voltage parts of a TV nice and clean, because you know they can track along the dirt, which is probably part of what's happening here, you know. Now, I'd say this set lived in a smoker's house, because you can get that sort of a bang off it, you know. Which isn't great. The nicotine, it bloody kills everything that it gets. I think I said it before here, but I seen a plasma TV wrote off a few years ago due to nicotine smoke, which is mad, you know. What sort of a TV do you have in your bedroom, Kyle? Sounds tasty, alright. Have you got many televisions? Yeah, I am using the Aurora SRCF 405. Well, I'm not actually. I'm on 625 here at the minute, with the Philips signal generator. But I have got a 405 Aurora. Somebody's bluffing portable. How many tellies have you got? How easy or hard is it to get televisions in Holland? I don't see that many of them when I'm over there. Because generally people don't tend to have the kind of space that they have here in Holland, you know, for keeping stuff. You know, if we make it nice and clean, the old dear will think it's a brand new lot we just put in our television. You're up to 6? You've a bit to go before you catch up with me. I don't know how many televisions I count. You have to define television, you know. Television, like, does one of these little pocket TVs count as a television? Do chassis bits of televisions count as televisions? Oh, I don't know. Now that should be a little bit better. Clean around the anode cap on the CRT. It's manky as well. Let's see if we can get the camera in there to see that. Kids at home, be careful. If you're cleaning this, in case you get a bang off it. Oh no, shock off, it's unlikely to kill you. Stevie Boops informs us that he has just 2 televisions, 2 Sony 990s. Other than that, mostly analog satellite stuff. Oh. As in satellite decoders for watching TV on and that. Interesting. A bit cleaner looking. I need to get myself a cameraman. Maybe when the funds go up a bit, I'll be able to hire a full staff, you know. I think the first person I'd hire is a TV repairman. There's no rubber bands left. I used to have a load of rubber bands there. I was going to stick one around it. There's no need. I think it's going to fall out. Right, we'll put them back in. Where to put the screw? The holes for line output transformer in. Oh, eagle-eyed viewers. Did I put it on the floor? Probably where I put it. If anyone's wondering what the normal course of events here in this workshop is, it's me looking for shit I've dropped or put out of my hand. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Kyle. I don't count down any of that flat screen muck either as being a television. I was very tempted a while ago to save a plasma screen television for posterity. But you know what I thought then? I thought about it for a while and I thought it's up to the next generation to do that. If they want it. Can't save them all. Although I do reckon there'll be very few plasma screens left around in a few years. They're not the kind of thing that you can sneak into the attic, like a Sony 990 or a Bush TV 22. I'm just looking at the comments there, see if I'm missing out. It's coming up to 14 minutes past 10 o'clock. I suppose I may as well switch that with the salt and iron, pull it back the way I found it. Come on. Well, I have to say, this Quicko T12 942 available on AliExpress. Although I don't send me a free one for saying that. Best 19 quid I ever spent, without a doubt. Yeah, I've seen that too. It's a bit fucked up already. Makes you feel old. I don't know what age you are, which are probably around my age or whatever. That's a different saying. Toshiba. HY 800. Alright. I want to switch her on and see does she brush as badly as she was. Probably will. But we won't worry about it too much. Do 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 do. Oh, TV on. Still for a minute. I'm waiting for him to wake up. Only 12 people watching all the time. They must be all watching this that live. Or one of these. Sure, not to worry. We can have fun on our own here anyway. Oh no, wait. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Oh. Alright, what did I forget to connect? You were watching me, you should have said something. Anode cap. That's the one we always forget about. Go with you, brother. I'll try that again. Engage, warp factor 7. Set a course for the 405 line TV system. Full power. Let's turn down the sound. I'm going to have a look in with the lights off. I don't hear it. And I don't see it. No more blue flame. All is well in the world. Mostly. Oh, it's still there a little bit. Not as bad as it was though. Might have to take the valve holder out, the base of the EH2 rectifier holder, and give it an even more in-depth clean. But it can wait for now. It's not too bad. Right, next thing I'm gonna do is hoover all this shit out. Turn it off at the main switch on the set first so we don't get a spot on the screen. And disconnect it from the mains because it discharges the brightness through the on switch side of the neutral when you switch off. Discharge the tube so you don't have that spot on the screen. It runs the phosphor. Right, time to get the old hoover out again and give it a bit of a duddy. Don't hoover the TVs before the power is up, because you don't know if you've knocked something or not if it doesn't come on. So generally tend to leave the cleaning end with till sort of before I go to work on the set, but I like to power them up without doing anything like that first, just in case you knock something, you know, because you can end up chasing your tail. Don't want to be doing that. Get a good look at how it is now and see how clean I can make it. I like to try and keep any little stickers and things off them, glue them back on afterwards. Oh there. You little git. You know, I know a man that gets very annoyed with people for cleaning televisions. Delivering them out and that. And he chases them around in a big red truck. Right, that'll do. We're not going to clean the dust off the top of it yet because at the moment it's sort of acting as a protective layer. We're not going mad with the cleaning either. We just want to get the worst of the dust off it. So we're not getting manky. I do notice that the smoothing pack was replaced early on in the television sets. As we can see, it's dated. Well, we don't know when it was replaced, but it's not original to the TV anyway. It says the light is on it. 76 week 38 76. AR 77. It was nearly your year. Close enough. We're up to 17 fine viewers at home. Welcome on board, new viewers. That'll make you thirsty all that dust. Well, it's not too bad in here. There's a good filter on the old Nilfisk GM90. A fine machine. Don't see too many of the Nilfisks over in the UK. What am I missing out on here? Ron Bradley, oh, I'm not missing all the stuff. Yeah, there was better sound, but also the larger solid wooden cabinet would also help. Um, there's no bass, there's no depth to a flat TV. So where do you get the bass from? Yes, William Fenton asks. William Fenton writes, "Hello there. Does that bush have a six-button tuner which changed standards depending on I want to say how a metal plate or key was positioned in the tuner?" It does indeed. Yes. There's keys. They call them keys, tuner keys, that go in behind the buttons, and depending on the shape and which way they're turned, selects the bands or standards. Now, this only has this is a VHF only set, because we had 625 line and VHF here. So a lot of these Irish ones you find don't have UHF tuners in them. Although some of them would have had, although some of them do, some of them don't. But yeah, this only has a VHF tuner in it. A lot of TVs around Dublin were used on a system called Cable Link, which was fully VHF, and they had big masts all around Dublin in various locations. One I remember was in Glassmore Park, huge bloody thing. But on the top of that would have been a huge quad Yagi array, pointing for Divis or somewhere up there, for the BBCs, and then that would go down and be relayed through the cable system at VHF, and then they would charge whatever, how much a month for it. Andrew Bancroft, greetings, Andrew. Welcome aboard the good ship, John Joe. Okie dokie. What are we gonna do now? I say we check for value some of the resistors and replace some of the resistors around the presets, and then we'll see if we can set it up for a proper, nice linear picture, correctly sized and so far. My friend Mr. Twomley, in the picture here, outside his TV shop, used to buy loads of these second hand. I'm going on quite well with them too. He used to do all the stock faults on them and send them out on rent, and they'd stay out there for ever and ever without a call. Very reliable once the stock faults were looked after. Let's see how far some of these have gone out of kilter. There is a 1 meg resistor there, it looks like. Let's see how far out he is. Some of these mightn't be too bad. 1.1 meg, that's not too bad. 180k here. And the negative reading. We'll have to lift one end of a lot of these to get a reading on them. 3R44, what's he? 12. $82k. Top linearity. Yeah, it's a easy out of whack. $105k. Right, let's see, it was 82k. Let's see if we can replace him. We'll probably have to make him up with a couple of other ones. This could start to get quite boring all of a sudden. I really should start keeping resistors in little lin bins, alright. Interesting, Stevie. That's the one problem with this. It's finding resistors. $82k. I'm just trying to think how I'm going to make up $82k or close enough to it. Yeah. I've got these in China, they're kind of odd values. A 68 and a 10k will make 67k, which is close enough to 82k to be reasonable. I hope I don't upset anyone twiddling resistors together to make up values. But there's an old saying we have here, and it's piss with the dick you got. $76k. Well, that's close enough. We'll solder him in. Start. What I need is a slightly better power supply. It's just the ones I have, those struggles a little bit to heat up the soldering iron quickly. Now, it still heats it up pretty quickly, but $3.44. And we'll just check him out. See what he reads. Can you see the multimeter from there? Not really. We shall move it a little bit for more ergonomic viewing. $82k reads just about visible on the camera. 105.9, which is close enough to 106 for my liking. So that's way out. So we're putting in a 76, which is within the 10% tolerance anyway. I buy these little blue snips on AliExpress. They're only about £2. I should keep saying that. I should be sponsored by them, but I'm not. So it's only for your benefit out there, but they're only a couple of quid. They're nice and sharp. They last a good while unless you go to cut something really thick with them. I buy a few of them at a time, and then I'm not upset if I break one or one gets nicked on me. I know I could go out and buy a nice set of Lindstrom snips, but I'd be upset then if that happened to them. Whereas I don't care about these. I look at them as sort of a disposable tool. Okay, how does that look? Close enough. Not bad. Right. Bend that down a bit so I don't just catch it with my finger when I'm adjusting something. 3R42 beside him. Let's see what he's supposed to be on the diagram. It's kind of hard to read the colours on them, they're that dirty. So it's easier to consult the manual. 3R42. 3R. $15k. 15k was the value the Chinese decided we didn't need. Let's take it out and see what it reads. $20k. So that's an increase of over 150%. So 15k or something close to it. Okie dokie. Let's see, someone asked, did you ever try RF welding in open circuit heaters of a CRT? There was an article on Practical Television about taking a feed from the top cap of the line output valve and feeding it to the open circuit heater. I have heard of that. Have I seen someone doing it? No. I've seen someone try it alright and it didn't work. I believe it can work, but generally doesn't last very long. I think the idea is, Kyle, that the loose end, the arc jumps across the loose end and welds it. Or it would be very flimsy. Right, a 10k and a 5.1k resistor twiddled together as such to make a 15. Yeah, I'll just read that and make sure it's right before we put it in. 15.05k. What do you want out of life? You know, this is the sort of thing you'd take off and you'd say, that television has been bodged to shitting back. But I don't see anything wrong. I think it's a perfectly acceptable way of fixing a TV. Use what parts you have to hand, especially in this game when it's your own. But you know, if you're in someone's gaff and they've no telly and you don't have a 15k resistor, are you going to leave them without TV for the night? Or are you going to use what you have to hand? Did anyone ever try and make an external valve heater? I don't follow you, Kyle. You mean like an induction heater around a valve to heat it up? Yeah, William, that's exactly what I would expect to happen. Unfortunately, I wouldn't expect it to last long. The line hold is one-ended as well. On 405. So we'll have a look at 3R36 there. He looks a bit stressed actually. It looks like he got a little bit hot and bothered maybe at some stage. 3R36. Height. Line oscillator. Line hold. It's not going to the line hold, that's something else. And 3R12 is supposed to be 33k. Let's have a look at him. Three R12 is 33k. I'm gonna hazard a guess he's not 33k anymore. He might have been when he came out with Shannon Road in 1972. Or out of the early resistor factory. Yes, he's risen quite considerably to 43.5k. And that would probably explain why I'm so one-ended. Yes, 33k. ohms. You always find any resistor bar the one you want. It's like that game you play on the slot machine where you're hoping the right colours will line up. And generally you get 2 out of the 3 right colours, but it's hard to get all 3 to come together. You'll see every resistor bar the one you want. $3.3k, you see, that's typical now. Two lots of 3.3k, why is that? 2.2k. 22k. I could open up a shop and sell just 22k resistors. 47k. I'm gonna waste all night looking for resistors either. We'll just make them up. 10 and hate to be missing a set of resistors out of that box. Another one handy. Someone wrote the values on all these and must have been the same fella. They all have the same handwriting. Imagine that for a job. Yeah. 20k and 10k is 30k, which is well within tolerance of 43k. Solder them up and stick them in. Welcome on board, young Kevin. Welcome to the madhouse. $29.9k. Stick him in. To be honest with you lads, I'm kind of sick of drinking Guinness now. I go through phases with that. Still want to know what that 3R36 does because it looks a bit upset. $3R36 is feeding the boost voltage to the flame valve. It's a 680k. He looks a bit upset. We're gonna take him out and have a look at him. If he's away, it could be the reason for our lack of height. You might wonder why I shake the soldering iron when I pick it up. There's a little motion switch, which is like a little ball bearing that goes across two contacts. And sometimes when you pick it up, it doesn't go off, so I like to give it a... Oh, this is falling to bits. I don't think I'm even going to be able to read this, am I? See that? I don't know if I'm focused on that, but anyway, it doesn't look great. Let's try and read it. .5 meg. Right, he can go. He can go in the bin. 680k resistor. Ah, look, we have the right value and all here for a change. Oh, it's a nice beefy. I think these are either 1 watt or 2 watt resistors. Yeah, 670k. So we'll bang him in. Just double check that value. Yeah, 680k. R36. As you remember, I had the height flat out, and it still wasn't quite making it. So I would certainly account for that. So what y'all doing out there? I hope you're all enjoying this. I hope this isn't too boring. You see, the problem is I can't keep up, which is and do this. I'm sort of distracted by the television. However, it will be interesting to see what happens. Will it blow up and smoke come out of it? Or will I have affected some sort of a cure to the television receiver? It's dodgy looking workmanship at best. R39 is a 470k. Which is counter frame oscillator valve, anode, I bet that's gone sky high too. We will take him out and read him as well. I would hope I can put my hand on a 470k resistor in this place. Les Lowry once wrote in one of his articles, all 4s and 7s. The other day where all he did was replace 4.7, 47, 47 K resistors and 470 nanofarad caps and all sorts of things like that. I should probably take bets on what value this is going to be. Yes, floppy, I hope it doesn't go bang too. Okay, place your bets. What value will the 470k resistor be? Will it be A, 470k, B, 700k, C, 1 meg, or D, a sexy lady running around in her lingerie? Place your bets. Betting ends. Bonsai! Kev B has selected 2 meg. F you, it's 620k. So 700k. What did I say? 7. Yeah, right. You get it. Underscore. God, I miss Bonsai. Yeah, so do I. TV was great back then. Who will be winner? Sexy girl number 1 or sexy girl number 2? Ah, yes. Give us a name of a few of the characters out of Banzai there, lads. There was the happy Japanese businessman. What was he called? Oh, do you know the one of the ones I loved was when they used to shake the celebrities' hands on the red carpet. That was fucking gas. Mr. Shake Hands Man! Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Was it Friday nights or Saturday nights I used to be on? I think it was Saturday nights. You see? Back then, we'd shit to watching the telly. Now you're on YouTube watching some plonker in a shed in Ireland arsing around on a 50-year-old broken telly. How did this happen? 15 years ago, you would have been watching Banzai, Euro Trash, The Fast Show, Bottom, Red Dwarf, The Vicar of Dibley. I don't know. But there was no shit to watch on the telly back then. Mr. Shaver. Yeah. So anyway, she's 700k or thereabouts. So, as I said, I would like to hope I could put my hand on a 470k resistor in this shed, and I can. They say that the high value resistors go very high, and the low resistor values can go very low. Anyone? Was there any fans of Red Dwarf here on the television? To make the soldering iron work, you must give it a vigorous pumping action. The Fast Show. One of my favourite sketches out of the Fast Show was Ghana 9. Where everywhere will be Scorchio, except for the one time it wasn't Scorchio. There was a cumulus nimbus, and there was a national emergency declared because there was this little cloud floating about. Everyone knows Red Dwarf. I've met a couple of people who don't like Red Dwarf, but they were a bit weird. I don't know how anyone couldn't like Red Dwarf. Yes, very good. So good that they had to come back and make it again. Daniel, what was his name? I'm going to say it was Daniel Craig. It wasn't Daniel Craig. What was his Craig? Oh, someone will tell me anyway. Craig Charles. Thank you, Kyle. Yes, Craig Charles. He used to do Robot Wars. He was really good with Robot Wars. Because he looked like he was into the Robot Wars thing, you know. And then they brought it back with Dara O'Brien. And I always got the impression he was just taking the piss out of everyone and he'd no interest in being there at all. And I gave up watching it then because he just put me right off. Craig Charles would be all mad up there, yeah, robots and stuff. Dara O'Brien just going, oh, your robot shit fell over. Yeah, he put me right off. Anyway, yeah, I do have a vague recollection of that, Mr. Fenton. Yeah, I never watched Takeshi's Castle. Mrs. John Joe was big into it. Now, you know, if I was doing this properly, I would change one resistor at a time, power the cell up, and go, oh, look, that's slightly different. We've learned something. But nobody came here to learn anything tonight, so we're not. And I wouldn't have the patience to be turning this thing on and off for the next 3 years. So we're just sort of doing what you shouldn't do and blanket changing shit for the sake of it. But I just thought I'd say that before someone else said it, because they probably will. There's no fault finding going on here, but how can you fault find a set where all the resistors are that far out of kilter anyway? You know, it's not like when the set was in service, say in 1977, where the resistor might go high or whatever, and you could go into the gaff and fix it. But now everything's out of whack. You know, it's like the old valve radios with the wax caps. You can't fault find on them. You just have to throw them all the bin. What's the good lady saying? Did anyone here go to the show last month? Oh, the radio show. Yes. Was anyone here at the radio show? Remember Hypnodisc? Yeah, they were radio. Or what about Chaos 2? Little flippy robot. I shouldn't do that on the camera. When I see myself doing shit on the camera, you see, the problem is when I'm sitting here doing this, I forget there's actually people watching me. Until I look at the laptop and I can see myself, and then I go, Christ, what am I at? And the only good thing is there's only 22 of me, and the halfies are probably that drunk you won't remember in the morning. 3R37. Let's see what he does. I'll probably yank him out. 3R37 is supposed to be 1 meg, which is in the earthy end of the height control. Yes, he could be very interesting too, for our lack of height. So we've changed him. 68k comes to the boost line from down here, where all the electricity lives. That's the earthy end, and we've changed him. He was gone high. Somebody won a bet. Postcards in the post to them. We've changed him. He was gone high, and we'll change him because he's probably gone high as well. And there's a VDR across them, which probably just you know, helps stabilize the thing as the set warms up, so that the height doesn't fluctuate. And it all sounds pretty good. So we'll check him. 1 meg. What will he be? Will I do the whole banzai thing again? Sure, I may as well. Ah. Right, we're out. 1 meg resistor. What will 1 meg resistor be? I say 1 meg resistor will probably have risen to about 1.3 to 1.4 megohms. A little bit higher than that. 1.476. So, you know, he's risen over 50% of his nominal value, which is no good. He must go. 1 meg resistor. Lucky enough, I have that value in stock too. Ah. Got these little sets of resistors from a famous online Oriental buying website. They're good value for what they are. I think they're 2 watts. Let's see. With the 1 watt or 2 watt. Oh no, they're half watt resistors. But the reason why I bought them was because they're a nice size and they sort of match the size of these. You know, there's no need to use a half watt pair, but they're a nice match. It's hard to get, you know, proper resistors to have a nice, that sort of match in with the old ones now. You know, all these bloody blue things that I can't read the value of. I know you can read the value of them, but they're not hard to see. I believe they started using blue years ago to make it difficult for people to read. To stop people from stealing them off the production line. Now, how true that is, I don't know, but I did read that somewhere. What are the resistors in parallel with the linearity coils actually for? Well, here's the line linearity coil here. There's a 4.7. I don't think it does shares the current going through it. I'm not sure, to be honest. Um, what was I doing? I was going to solder that in, was it? Or did I solder it in? I did solder it in. Right. Now we were able to lock the 625. We're not going to worry about that. We're going to run it on 405 this time. I'm having a bit of trouble with my signal generator at the minute. I think the attenuator might be going dodgy on it. The RF output seems to have gone low on me. So I'm going to run it up on 405 and we'll check it then. See how good or crap it is. See how much difference there is now to the set. Let's nip him up and get the doofer and shout loudly at the television. And see how we look in 405. Switched MK plug, absolute gift of a thing. On. Let's see if it'll work. Maybe even a little bit better than before. Underscore writes, did the test cards I emailed you come true? They did. I remember looking at them a long time ago and I forgot all about them. But thanks very much for sending them to me. I need to figure out a way to display them. Well, I sort of know how to display them. It's just, effort and all that. But we'll get around to it. Thank you. 1970s. I remember watching one show. Can't remember what, but they excitedly announced a chance to win a brand new top of the range colour TV. They won it, and as the curtains opened, it was only 16 inches. Here we have a 405 line picture running at the wrong line speed. Dear. I wonder is there a line oscillator valve already? seem to have a bit more height on me. Alright then you get, let's see if it'll lock a 625 line picture. Rule one thing out. Well, now as you say the snowy picture, but I think that is down to my signal generator at the minute. However, let's turn down that noise. There is a bit of a hum on the sound, but it wouldn't bother me a whole lot now. Let's see if we can get the camera in here a bit. The 405 line hold thing is probably not something I'm going to worry about a whole lot tonight, because I'm going to go in now in a minute. It's 11:30. Let's see if we can. No, it's not too bad now at the minute. Get the frame a little bit better, and then that'll be tonight's work done. Okay. Can you see that? You probably can. Good enough. Right, let's move the television a little bit. Easier to see. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Alright. To be honest, it's not that bad as it is. You can see we have a little bit more height. Not a ton, but enough. Certainly a lot more than we had. Nothing to say that the frame output valve probably could be past its best a little bit too. Of course, there's lots and lots of other carbon resistors we could replace as well. You know, I wouldn't fall out with that. And we know it's a noisy picture and that, but you know, that tube has improved a little bit. It's actually improved quite a bit since we first powered it up. So 405 line speed, we need to figure that out. Could be the valve, don't know. We need to figure out what the crack is with the pattern generator. RF output is dwindling by the minute, which isn't good, but it's a really super duper piece of equipment. Other than that, I'm going to wrap it up for now because it's 11:30 and I'm tired. I've had a long day. But we've made slight improvements to the television receiver. And, you know, a bit at a time. I don't want to turn into this dude from Canada that puts up 100 videos. But he makes them worse every time he has a go at it. Yeah, Michael, I wasn't even going to do a live stream, so it was a last minute thing. Very last minute thing. Generally, I would stick up a do for 2 or 3 days in advance, but it was an off the cuff effort. Thanks for making it though. Glad to see you, Michael. I'm actually about to wrap up here now, because I'm out here since I think it was 10:15 or something. But it's been an interesting evening. Yeah, I don't know if there's a preset brightness control in it. I don't think so. Some sets do, some sets don't. I don't think these have a preset brightness control in them. No. Yeah, great to see you, Michael. I hope the TV trade is treating you well at the minute. I am wondering, would you like to buy a Bush TV 161 that was used? I had one careful owner. It was an elderly lady with very weak eyes. Only watched TV on Sunday evenings. Sky free to wear needs a card for most free channels on Europe or 28.5. How are you guys? Good to see you. Right lads, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna wrap up. I'm gonna give the good lady back her phone. She's very good to lend it to me for this live stream, so thank you, Mrs. Ojnoj. G8s are wouldn't be my favourite TV. Alright lads, I'm calling it a night. I'm going into the house, so I'll talk to you all again very soon. Take care, mind yourselves out there, and I'll come back to you in the near future with more TV related nonsense. Good night and God bless. Yeah, no bother. Take it easy, lads. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry it wasn't more exciting. Good luck.